Dreaming Code. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is showtime at the studio, Bayvac. They call it Bayvac Studio, and we on our way with a show today, Decisions, which could be a lot of things. Decisions could be a lot of things. But put decisions up, see that? Decisions. Now I'm going to take it down because you see it. And let me show you my guests I got here. This beautiful lady here is my niece, Friday Forever.
Hi.
And she's going to tell you about just how decisions go as well as I will. I'm going to start it off with decisions, okay? Anything you do, you have to make a decision. When you wake up in the morning, when you decide if you want to have a cup of coffee, or you decide if you want to have a glass of water, it's a decision you have to make which one you want to do. So decisions are very important in your life.
Or make your bed.
To make those decisions, or to make your bed, or to not make it. The point of it is, decisions are very important. And due to the fact that it's election time, and it's time to make a decision on who you're going to vote on, or if you're going to vote, it's a decision you have to make, and it's totally your decision. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for or if you're going to vote, but it's very important to vote. But I just want to talk about decisions in all aspects of your life, as far as what you're going to wear that day when you get up. But I want you to make a positive decision. I'm here to talk about making positive decisions on the people you associate with, the places you go, and people and things you do to avoid. You have to make that decision. So what do you think about decisions, Friday? What are some of the decisions you make in your life that you have to do on a daily basis, put it that way?
A daily basis decisions, whether I'm going to go to my doctor's appointments or sift through my house and keep throwing stuff away, who I'm going to talk to or not talk to. I mean, those are decisions.
Right, that's true, yeah.
People that bring you down.
You don't want to really, that's what I mean by making positive decisions. People that bring you down, you should decide not to associate with them or not to. That's your choice to make that decision to eliminate them out your life if they don't make it happy. Because people like that will depress you and they will stress you. So you have to decide every day who you want to talk to, who you want to go around. I say if there's a place you go and these people are negative, then you don't want to keep going there. It's your decision to go somewhere else or decide. It's like a choice. Decisions are choices. Choices and decisions are actually the same thing, aren't they? Similar.
That's true.
So you decide there you go, decide. That's a decision. You decide where you want to go, who you want to see, and what you want to do. But for my advice to people is being an advisor, you know what I mean, and trying to inspire people is to go around people that's going to inspire you and make you feel good. Because if you don't, then those people will bring you down. And I don't care where you go and who you see, they're going to always bring you down if you let them. You know what I'm saying? So you have to decide to be around the right kind of people. You have to
even food.
Yeah, well, those are. You have to decide what you're going to eat. That's something you have to do every day as well. You have to decide that, because a guy was telling me yesterday. I was telling him about a friend of mine that had passed away, that he knew that me and him was together at the same time. CB, man. Well, this guy knew CB, and he pulled up on me yesterday, and I was talking to him, and I was telling him CB had passed away, and that he had cancer, and he had cancer before, and the cancer he had the first time, he had a 4-hour operation, and he got rid of it. They thought they cut it out, and then 4 years later he came and he died fast. Within 2 or 3 weeks, it came back on him, and this guy was telling me that he had cancer stage 2. And he was talking about cutting his out and all that, and he was talking about how he's investigating on it, and he was talking about how the foods you eat have a lot to do with with
Cancer?
with causing it. But the thing about it is it's not the foods you eat, it's the foods you don't eat. Like if you don't eat vegetables, if you don't eat certain foods that kill cancer cells or whatever, you know, and then it's about you going to the doctors, decide to go to the doctor. Now, like he said, he didn't want to have the operation because, not the operation where they cut it out. But I don't blame him. I'll do more investigating on that. But he says that, I don't know if it's him saying that or not. He said, well, the white people go to a certain doctor and they don't tell them to cut it out. They go to they tell them that to do the some thing that the white people get done, and when it comes to the black people, that they're cutting it out of them. So I don't know if that's his idea or not. So I decided not to. I just take what he says as what he says, because I'm looking at it like this: doctors ain't gonna try to. A professional, good doctor ain't gonna tell you a black person one thing and another white person something else, because they're not that type of people. It's a certain person that'll do that, you know, and that's a person that ain't no good. And you got to make the decision not to see that doctor no more if that doctor's thinking like that, you know. But if you got a good doctor, they're going to tell you the best thing. And they always advise you to eat good. They always tell you to eat good and all that type of stuff, you know. And you get tested for different things. You know, when you go, you get tested and make sure you don't have no...
Doctors aren't prejudiced, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. A doctor, I don't know doctors to be prejudiced. They wouldn't be in that field, most of them. I mean, they might have some, but, you know, generally speaking, I think that's just his idea, how he was thinking. You know, because some people think like that, you know, they think, they still got that idea about, you know, if he's white, they're going to treat us different because we're black and all. But I don't see that to be the cause. I think when my friend got the operation at the time, that, you know, he didn't know as much as he knew, so he went and got the operation because the way they told him. But the more you know about something, then you can decide not to get it done. But he lived 4 more years by getting that done. If he probably hadn't got it done, he could have died faster, then he could have lived longer. You never know when you get something, and you get something like cancer. You never know how things going to happen. You know, you just thank God you don't have that. You know, and deal with it from that. Because when he told me that, it just made me think to myself, I'm glad I don't have anything like that, because I go to the doctor and they let me know what's going on. Because not long ago when I went to the doctor, and I was talking to another friend of mine about it, talking about the doctor. When they do a prostate test, they stick your finger up your butt, you know, and he was talking about it. They was talking about, would you want a woman or would you want a man? If it comes to the situation, you don't have time to worry about who's doing it or whoever your doctor is. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I just happen to have women doctors, so they happen to do it. I didn't think nothing about what I want to. Oh, if it's a man doctor, I'm not having it done. No, I wouldn't think like that, because it's the fact is that you need certain things that have to be done. Now, women, they don't have that done because they don't have prostate, right? Women, yeah, so they don't have that done. But they get colon, don't they get colon? They have a colon, right? Or not?
A colonoscopy?
Yeah, they get that, right?
I think anybody would get that.
Yeah,
a colonoscopy.
Well, they have certain things that women do and certain things men do.
Just
whatever.
Men have prostates. We don't. Females don't.
So that's a different thing there. But the whole thing is decisions. You have to decide to get a colonoscopy, not get it. To get when I got my hernia, get your hernia taken out or not. I had it taken out because it was bad and whatever. You know, you do what you do when you get it done, and you do what's best for you. That's all I can say. You know what I mean. If they tell you to take certain medicines, you take the medicine, or if you don't take the medicine, then you eat healthy. You do it healthier ways of doing it. But until you get the healthy outlook on it, you still have to take the medicine or whatever, because you have to get whatever it is under control. I figure, you know, like high blood pressure. They were talking about high blood pressure, and I was telling. He said, well. Sure, you're not going to take the medicine if you have high blood pressure. No, you take the medicine, but you eat right. But until you get your blood pressure down naturally, then you take the medicine. But I'm taking the medicine anyway. But I know my mother she didn't take her high blood pressure medicine. She happened to live 30 years after they told her that, but she could have kept living if she would have took the medicine. She didn't take it because she said it gave her a headache. It hurt her head, and she stopped taking it, but she didn't tell us that she stopped taking it because of that, you know. But that's not, you're supposed to take your medicine. You know what I mean? There's no reason not to. People tell you to take it. And then you don't take it, you don't tell nobody that. It's not good. You know. She just happened to take it to live longer because she didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she didn't do none of the other things that other people do. You know. But decisions, getting back to decisions, you have to realize everything you do is you decide what you want to do. The choice is yours. If you're going to vote on somebody, that's your decision. If you want to get the guy that's talking about they're eating the cats, and they're eating the dogs, I mean, what kind of sense would that make? When somebody want to vote on somebody,
What are you talking about?
They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs.
What is that about?
You don't know what that is? Okay, that's what Trump said. I didn't want to mention his name. But that's what he said. He said they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs.
Oh, he's so stupid.
He said that in this debate. He said that.
Right.
You hear about that?
I didn't find any bearing on it.
Yeah, things
was
like
a
that.
lie.
The idea is that,
He
you know,
makes-
he's a criminal. He's got all these charges.
He makes stuff
I mean,
up.
he's not a righteous candidate that I want to vote on. He's not a solid, guy. I mean, he lies, he cheats. We already know he lies and cheats. His history shows that from the past. So I wouldn't want to vote for him on that reason. But I'm not here to tell you who to vote on or who not to vote on. All I'm saying is, you got to make a decision. Go to the polls and vote. Though I'll tell you to do that. That's one thing to do. That makes the decision. Vote. Whatever you do is vote. Because people need to turn out and vote for who they want to vote. I know it's Oprah Winfrey is behind her. Kamala Harris.
Decisions.
Decisions.
We're talking about
Decisions. And
And no voting. We're not talking
we're
about.
not talking about voting. We're talking about decisions. And you have to decide on what you want to do every day when you get up.
Like, our friend in
Which one?
the studio is going to Vegas.
He's going. Oh, he decided to go to Vegas.
And
That's my background.
he
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 said
goofs around. He goofs off. So, I mean,
so he don't want to do
Vegas
It's not a good
is
place.
a place to make all kinds of decisions,
Well, you gotta
wrong
make a lot
or
of
right.
decisions, but you can make a lot of bad decisions. But you can have a lot of fun in making those decisions. So
I don't-
it's like a lot of things happen in Vegas.
I don't know.
That's why I got the background. 'Cause I
And
love
that's
Vegas.
why it stays in Vegas.
And I love Vegas because Vegas is no place like Vegas. It's different. People seem to go to Vegas and act different. They act the way they wouldn't act when they're at home.
Like, how's that?
Well, it's because they can let their head out and people won't know about it. You know?
They get dressed up
They
and
go out and the women go out and have sex, and they'll go back home and won't think it matters. You know, they do that because when I lived in Vegas, which was 30 years ago, and all the women that would have sex one night stands with me would tell me that I fell out with my boyfriend and he made me mad the other day and I'm cheating on him. But I could cheat in Vegas because when I go back home, what stays in Vegas doesn't leave Vegas. I said, oh, is that right? I said, well, that's okay. Because I was young at the time. I was like, well, I wasn't that young. I was in my 40s. But I was single and free, and I just was trying to have fun. And that's what Vegas was all about. It was based on people having fun. So it's like the lifestyle in Vegas when I lived there was just enjoy yourself. And everybody that came to Vegas that you meet on the weekends, that's all they did is they came to have fun. And they leave Monday and go back and do their regular routine. And so it's a place to do that. It was at that time. When you get older, then you don't want to live in Vegas, but you'll go to visit. But it depends on your status. Decisions that now I'm an older fella, and I decided not to go to Vegas, but just to go and visit my family, which I had family members there. I went there to see them. I went there to see a show and went there to visit relatives. That's it. I decided to do that.
but not anymore.
No,
Right.
I went there with me and my queen. We got family. She got family. I got family. But
In
I wanted to
Vegas?
go to Vegas. Yeah, in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
What about you? You got family there?
Grandma Candy, she passed away
Oh,
though.
she used to be there. So that's what Vegas reminded you of.
Showgirls. Big headdresses,
She was a fancy showgirl.
no
So
clothes,
she reminded you of all
basically.
that. She reminded you of good old days.
We used to visit her.
Yeah.
Tons of food. They don't have that, I don't think, anymore, but
But at the place had it.
No, just buffet after
Yeah,
buffet
buffets
after
had it, yeah.
buffet.
They haven't been so expensive.
Food, and she would get comp tickets, comp to, I mean, we would see shows like that flying thing here that you sit and your legs hang over. There's a big place out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was ginormous, and it's the same type of thing.
Really?
And it was about like hang gliding, and you're the person
Oh, really?
doing all these things.
I didn't
It
know.
was a show, and there's all these shows, and
Oh,
if you
okay.
get your tickets comped,
Yeah? And you can do that.
huh?
And you can do that.
You don't spend money. I mean, my grandma Candy,
So she was a showgirl herself?
she was a
She
showgirl.
ran showgirls. She the head
I
lady?
don't. When she was young, when she was in her 20s, maybe, I don't know.
Well, you was there, she was older, right? So she was like the boss.
And when I was
So
there,
she was the boss, so she was the head. She probably ran showgirls.
no. I never went there when she was a showgirl,
She was older.
but when she lived in Vegas all that
She was an
time.
older woman when you went there. Last time you saw her.
Right.
She was, so she probably
She
was the boss of the showgirls.
No, she wasn't. Stop it.
Why
She
not?
was a cleaning lady. She cleaned the rich and the famous people's houses. And Circus, he let her live in his pool house. And she got free room and board, and then she cleaned his house, and people, friends of his, and made her money.
Oh, okay.
And she got me in for free when I was getting married the first time.
You got married in Vegas?
Yeah, when I had my son. I was 9 months pregnant.
Okay, well, a lot of people decide to get married.
Valentine's Day.
That's something people do still. They decide to get married in Vegas. A lot of people do
But
that.
it was packed, and there was no way of getting in. But my grandma pulled some strings.
You got you in there.
Yeah, and from the uppers.
Oh, really?
The owner of Vegas, or Circus.
Well, that was a nice
Yeah.
thing to do to have him help you.
Got a room. We got married. We got a room. That's it.
Right. Well, like that's
I miss
that's why I
that.
got that background, because Vegas, a lot of decisions are made in
You
Vegas.
like the background
A lot of
Vegas.
decisions are made in Vegas. People get married. There's people got married and got divorced in 72 hours. Movie stars. A lot of people, they go to Vegas and they get married. I think Britney Spears went there and got married and got divorced fast.
My friend got married.
And
Yeah.
it don't last long, because decisions are made in Vegas that are not good decisions. But they sound good. You know,
We-
under the bright lights and the happiness that's going on there, you'd be surprised how you feel at that time. And when you leave Vegas, you feel different.
Well, when you're 9 months pregnant, and you got
Is that what
you got a mother-in-law telling her son, "You better marry that girl. You don't want a bastard child."
Well, that's different. When that happens.
So yeah.
Is that what happened?
I guess, and shortly thereafter, we got divorced.
Shotgun wedding. Something like it.
We got divorced, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you know that happened.
It was just because of the kid, I guess.
When things happen, you know what I mean? They can't hold it against you. You know? But the whole thing is that you gotta make the right decision. Whether it's right or wrong, but you gotta make a decision.
People make decisions based on emotion or feeling, or a lot of people don't have feeling, like killers. They don't have anything.
They don't have no emotions.
They just do, they just react. They just are what they are. And they don't have decision-making skills. Do you know what I
They
mean?
don't.
No, people that are messed up. Yeah.
Like, how you ain't messed up?
I mean, like, psycho, like, in their brain, they have. I've been watching TV and there's kids.
Psycho people.
There's kids that could kill their best friend or their parent or anybody, and they can just do it, and they don't have any remorse or anything. It's just this blindness that comes over them that just it's like Satan gets thrown in their self, their body, and there's good and bad. There's not good and bad. There's just bad, pure bad.
Yeah.
And once that happens, and they go to prison, and they still kill in prison. I mean, I've been watching all these things, and you can see the emptiness when you look at them, and
Right.
it's just cold. You get chills looking at. It's just cold, downright cold. They don't give a care about nothing.
So
That's a decision.
that's a decision for you to look at that kind of show.
It's
So
so
what do you get out of
sad.
that? What do you get out of it?
What do I get out of it?
Looking at that show. A show.
I just watch those shows because I'm wondering the people around me if they have tendencies like these people.
Right.
I just want to be aware, and
That
I don't
makes
know.
sense.
I want to be knowledgeable.
Well, that makes sense to be aware because you got people that's crazy, and that's why you gotta decide to be around them or not be around them. Like, some people snap. I was talking to somebody the other day who was talking about this guy. They call it bipolar. He acts some certain way and then he'll snap and go off. I don't know if that's bipolar or not, but anyway,
Bipolar is like a light switch, off and on, off and on.
maybe that's what it is.
You're mean, you're nice. You're mean, you're nice.
So that's what he was talking about. So maybe that is what it is. But he was talking about the one guy like that, and I was thinking, I said, I don't know why they don't just tell a guy to get away from him. Why do they have to be quiet and walk on eggshells? Why can't they tell a guy, we don't want you to be around us, man, because you be tripping?
What do you mean?
There's 5 people that sit around and talk to each other, and he comes around. None of them like him, but they don't want to tell him we don't want you around because they're scared of him about his reactions. Instead of just telling him he's going to get mad, he's going to leave, and he's not coming back around you. Quite naturally, he's not just going to keep going around if you know you don't like him. If you act, if you act nice and say, "Oh, man, it's good to see you,"
I don't
man,"
know. I don't know. It just depends.
But I'm not going to sit around being scared of a person.
Who?
I mean, not going around them, none of them no more.
Oh, you're one of the guys?
I'm one of the guys, yeah. But I don't come around when he's around. But he's in New York now. He left, but I'm saying when he was around.
Because you don't know
I didn't come around when they told me when I see him.
if when he's gonna snap. You
Yeah,
don't know
yeah, that's what I mean.
if he's gonna target you.
Because he
Or,
snapped several times.
like how?
Like he threw his phone and started arguing and threw his phone on the thing real hard out of anger. He snapped.
Oh.
Real mean like, right? And then the other guys, they were talking about they weren't going to be around him, and they started going different places, not going to the place where they go. Then a couple of weeks later, they started going around him again. Because he started finding out where they were sitting at, so then he started going over there. And instead of them saying they didn't want to be bothered with him because of what he did, they just let him ease back around him.
He made one mistake?
No, he did it several times. He has that type of. He has a bad. He has a bad attitude. Because we went to Golden Corral, and he happened to go with us because he wanted to go, and they let him go. So I said, "Fool, let him go with us." He don't bother me because I know.
Where do they have one of those at?
Oh, in Concord. So we went to Concord.
Oh, okay.
We went to Concord. It takes hours to go there. Then it takes another hour.
We have that in Idaho.
It's not really that bad. We need to try to go there sometime.
We have it
Come and think about it.
in Idaho.
But it takes all day. But anyway, we went there. They don't, we're not gonna go there
Watching
again.
time.
Oh yeah, we got time. But that's a decision to make, you know. That's why I said these other couple of guys that snapped and went off. I had to decide to tell them how I felt, and then they got mad at me. They thought I was cool with them. I had to tell them because they were running up to me that because I'm just fancy and women, you know, look at me and want pictures with me. They wanted to let them know that I know him, because they wanted to try to hit on the women. I said, man, look, don't do that, man. You don't know that woman's under 18. You don't know how old that woman is. You're 48 years old. You're too old to be messing with her. And he got mad because he thought I was trying to tell him he was too old. He said he wasn't too old. And then he said I was calling him a child molester. He got mad at me. But it's okay because I wanted him to know how I felt about him, so he'd leave me alone. And I got my point across because now he tips light around me. He doesn't run up on me like that no more. And that's what I wanted to get him to understand. I don't want you to think we're best friends. Sometimes you got to hurt people's feelings in order to get them to understand. Because they don't understand this decision you make to back away from them. And you notice when you do that, people they still want to run around it. And they don't take the hint. You got to just straight up tell them. There's a lot of people you have to
They know where that one person stands with them, but then they hang with the others because they just put up with it and
they don't tell them.
yeah.
They put up and they don't tell them because they don't want no trouble.
Yeah.
And that's how a friend of mine named Roy, that's how he is. He don't want no trouble out of nobody. And he's nice and he buys them stuff and keeps spending money on them. And I said, well, if you keep doing that, then they're your friends. They're not my friends. They're just associates. I said,
He's
man,
buying his friends.
I said, those are your friends. Why you say they're not friends? They are your friends.
Buying them.
They're your friends, man. You know, he don't want to admit that they're his friends. And he says he only has one or two friends. When people act like a friend and you treat them like a friend, they're a friend. There's no ifs, ands, buts.
It's not that you have to buy your friends.
And you don't decide. You decide who your friends are. But if you treat people like a friend and they act like you're a friend, then they think they're your friend. Then they're your friend. It ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it.
It's a decision.
That's what I'm saying. It's a decision you have to make. You can say they're not my friend, they're just associate. But to them, you're their friend. They decided you're a friend, you know, because they'll be saying I'm their friend. He's a friend of mine. And me, I'm not their friend. I'm Roy's friend, and all those people are his friends. And I'll say it. I'll say, oh, those are Roy's friends. I go over there to see him. You know, and he is a friend because, like I said, he was at my birthday party. He stayed from the beginning to the end. He takes me out on my birthday every year and spends big money. He's a friend.
Me too.
Friends do that. I didn't say you wasn't a friend.
Family.
He's a friend, and like
I'm not a friend.
you know when people are friends and are family when they act that way. It's the actions they do, and that's why he acts that way. But then he calls me a friend, yeah. But these other people that he does things for, he don't call them, but they're friends. You have to make the decision. That's all there is to it. You have to make the decision yourself to who and how you accept people for who they are and what they are. You have to make that decision. And I'm going to decide that I got 2 minutes. And I'm going to decide to close this show because people are calling in. Somebody's calling in, they might want to talk. No, we don't have that kind of show.
And they want to know
This is not that kind of show.
what kind of friend. This is a friend.
We got 1 minute.
Oh, friend. Okay.
Yeah, so anyway,
We'll take the next caller.
we got 2 more calls. I mean,
Just kidding.
we got 2 more minutes. We only have 1 minute left, really. So we're going to wrap it up now with the name of this show is Decisions. And I put that back up there so Friday can wrap it up because she's a guest. Wrap it up with what you doing?
Decisions.
What's your last decision? What do you want to say to close us out? What do you want to say to close us out?
God is good all the time. All
God
the
is
time.
good all the time. Just like you can decide if you want to go to church Sunday or not. That's a decision you make. But anyway,
Church is in here.
yeah, church is in there too. But anyway, we're gonna let you go because my time is up in 3 seconds. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.